Bruh.
Hey, traders. Welcome to episode 835 of the show. It's a Monday. It's a holiday, national holiday for the U.S. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So, hope you're having a good one. Stock market's closed. Crypto's open. There was a little bit of movement earlier. Can't hear me now. Oh my god, of course. Of course. I don't know why I've been using that way of muting my mic recently. It's so annoying and I'm not used to it, so sorry. You can probably hear me now. So anyway, yeah, we're good now. Chat, everyone calm down. So, 4-hour chart, right? You can look and see where we are kind of at a critical area. You know, the 60 minutes is really where you can see a lot of price action, but just the 4-hour without anything. You're outside of that channel, right below the demand line. You back tested it and failed to break back into it. Now you're just going sideways, but kind of interesting. And this could just be an indecision candle on this 4-hour time scale. I don't know, maybe 8 hours ago or something, 7 hours ago, you bullishly engulfed after rejecting lower prices for the third time. Keep making higher lows on these wicks. So, you know, the argument could be made it is bear flag of some sort, but you're not technically making lower lows. Really, are you? No, not really. Now we're traders settled up, we were just right at it. So there's always a chance that a square up could occur. Square up is ironically right around where the square up was November 11th. Remember this? We did square up there this weekend, ran above it, hit the heart line of the channel and pulled back. So the new square up now, right around here, right where that just started falling off, 9,043. So always a chance, you know, exchanges could try to offload their position at a break-even price around this area, 9,043. And the way it stands, I guess, on the 60-minute is you're trying to hold above the 200 moving average. You're trying to hold above, again, this area that I said was way more visible to see on the 60-minute as support resistance. You're trying to hold above it. And you've been trying to hold above it, man. But, I mean, when you do, no follow price action from the bulls yet. It's pretty interesting on the 60-minute where you made a low here, you made a lower low, and you made higher levels of relative strength. So that is bullish divergence. Can get your break, dude. So, I mean, even when you made the lower lows here, slightly lower lows than your previous low, you had no negative momentum, which is normally good. So again, you thought maybe, all right, this is playing out now on the last 60-minute candle, but nope, it's not actually. It just, you run up, and of course, Bitcoin, when it's not being volatile, when it's in consolidation, is subject to stupid stuff like that, where it's like, that's why we swing trade it. That's why I like the 4-hour and the daily, because this stuff, like, it was up here, and then like, oh, 5-10 minutes left on the 60-minute, it just like comes down, bearish engulfs, and now you're like below the 200 moving average, you know. So it's just like, if you want to play those time scales and play that crap, good luck to you. It's just not the way we do it. Too much insanity can happen when you're consolidating. Playing the consolidation, playing inside the consolidation. Whew. So either way, yep, out of the channel that you've been in since January 3rd, you fell out of it January 19th. It's now the 20th. Yeah, Jesse's like said, inverted Bart Simpson for the win. Well, I mean, maybe. It could be. I mean, I'm just saying, like, even if you're looking at the 60-minute and you're putting a lot of weight in it or any sort of weight into it, I wouldn't be going short on a bear flag, holding support with bullish divergence and, you know, Class A plus bullish divergence, I guess, on the MACD. Those aren't really good conditions, I don't think. It's a good way to lose a lot of money, Jesse. So, like, what do you want from me? You know, where yesterday the price was pretty much exactly where it was today, and there's no stock market action. So, I mean, to talk about much, I'm just here to give you an update because I stream pretty much 7 days a week, I guess, right? So, what do you want from me, man? That's the update, and nothing else has changed, really. Unless you just want me to repeat the same analysis I've been giving over and over and over again. Where you have critical historical support resistances, one being at 8,500, one being at 9,500, one being at 7,500. I mean, 7,700 is there, but it's not major. So you finally got above one, you've gotten above another. It would be preferable if for longs, I guess, for the just the sake of the uptrend, the potential uptrends, because right now we have not made. I don't think we're in an uptrend until we break 9,500 and hold above it and sustain prices above it and continue on up to higher highs, which is like testing 10.7, 11.8, 12.6. Each one of these will play a role as a potential reversal area for Bitcoin, where it could just hit that level or not, hit lower highs and jump again to lower lows. That's still a possibility. Like, we still don't really know if Bitcoin is truly bullish right now, even though we had a geometrical breakout. So my new piece of art came in, which is so appropriate to my overlay. Star Wars. Do y'all want to see it? I mean, I posted it in Discord, but posted actually on Instagram, Snapchat, and Discord. But whatever, I don't think many people were impressed by it. I mean, I love it. I think it's amazing. Yeah, well, Flat Chest Justice says, Bitcoin's effing dead. You won't make millions, if not money, even 2021. You dudes are just too late. Well, I mean, hey, man, learn how to, you know, spell properly and stop, like, freaking out and accusing us of doing something. I mean, we look at Bitcoin like any other asset, where it can get exhausted on oscillators and there could be long opportunities. Flat Chest Justice, dude. We're not in here as moon boys like everyone else you probably watch that's in the crypto space that are just hoping and praying, smoking that hopium that Bitcoin will hit all-time highs again. We don't really care here. What we do, we look at Bitcoin the same way we look at Apple, the same way we would look at Walmart or gold or wheat. It's just another thing to trade, possibly. And we don't really care much about it until it shows us something bullish. But it's done something kind of recently interesting. If you care about charts at all, which I don't think you do at all, the way you talk, because you're too emotional. Like, you're on the other side of the emotional moon boy stuff, where, like, people care too much about where Bitcoin is or where it's gonna go, right? In the long term, you think, it would be in your best interest probably for it to go to zero because of your attitude towards it. Hello? Good God, man. Bitcoin has, like, 1 or 2 bad days, and these people show up out of nowhere that I've never even seen before. Like, where you been the past 2 years? Yeah, TK's like, that's weird. I made money from 7,200 to now. That's really strange. Yeah, I know. Weird, man. Yeah, I'm raging because of what? Janet Melissa! Turn off the defector shields! Thank you so much, Dan and Melissa, the Iowa Jesus Peoples. It's in the jar. That hadn't changed, has it? We're in outer space, but we still care about the Iowa Hawkeyes. Okay, so thank y'all. Holy crap. Hope you're having a good 2020. Just trying to get this coffee down, man. Force choke him. Hey, dude, that's a dark side power, man. Trying not to break bad. Is this music too loud, dude? Because it's really loud on my side. Like when someone's like singing on the music, when I have headphones on, it makes it difficult for me to like even concentrate on my own thoughts or words. So, okay, Bitcoin linear, we can look at it in log scale too, and just take a gander because it had broken out of that. Oh man, so still kind of, holy crap, barely hanging on. Right, remember the hands of a surgeon anchor points on these trend lines that are perfect to the cent, to the penny. You can see the correlation of price action at this area so far, which has been you broke out January 14th. You back tested 1, 2, 3 times. That was a break and go, but no follow through price action, and you dumped on Saturday night, Sunday morning. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going on 5 touches now. It would be nice and preferable to stay out of this channel, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is staying above really like 84 to 8,500. All right, hey, you're back to 62, 63 on the RSI, which is good. You're not overbought. So room to run if market participants think if they, perceive there to be demand on Bitcoin still, they could run this thing to higher prices. That's how you talk when you bought at 19K. Yeah, the person, for sure, dude. Or somebody that got burnt, and I don't know, they look at an asset as the enemy, and it's like you are literally mad at an inanimate object. It's just a chart. Old man yells at Bitcoin, or just like FOMOer yells at chart on screen. More at 11. What's up, Genix? Hey, when bats and men. Yeah, TA is better without lyrics singing. Yeah, I can't help sometimes in the playlist how it'll do that. I mean, I can, I guess. Just play a different playlist, right? I'm sure this song will be fine. But if it isn't... This has a little bit of singing, but this is a good song. I remember playing this when we pumped. Music's not loud. Okay, good. So that's we looked at linear scale, log scale, 60-minute, 4-hour, daily. Now we can look at the weekly again. Weekly on Coinbase. Seriously, Dan and Melissa, thanks again for the 2420. My God. So, on the weekly, this crap didn't save, man. So annoying. You have like different major support resistances where traders settled up the week and the day. So it's like trying to have like different visible touches on different time scales. And then we can just... So here's the thing on the weekly, right? I mean, this is worst case scenario. So on the daily, we know 8,400 is kind of where traders settled up. But if you look at the most significant time scale, you can see where traders settled up July 23rd, the week of July 23rd, 2018. It was 200. So even technically, right, even if Bitcoin goes down to 8,200, it's still technically safe on this time scale. It could fall to 8,200, bounce, hold, and then run again. Very real possibility. And you can't be scared until we break 8,200. Because if you break 8,200, real good chance you're going down to 74, 7,500 again. Freddie Dierte, don't try to church it up, son. It's Freddie Dirt. Just kidding, man. Midterm technical say it's say tipping, tip to the upside, downside. What do you mean? %50 retrace and bounce. I mean, what would be a weekly 50% retrace from the previous low to high? So far, 50% retrace is 7,800. I don't think you want to see that. I don't think you want to fall below 8,200. Like, not at all, dude. So far, all that's happened on the weekly is you've run down to test this wick. You know, you bounced off of it and you climbed, but nothing else besides that, really. And again, we're day 2 into a 7-day candle. So yeah, I mean, what if it doesn't do anything for 3 more days and then bumps? Are you still going to be like so doom and gloom and pessimistic? Again, just based on the history. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. It's the only time that it was kind of weird before you completely rejected the selling pressure and ran straight through it, held straight down, straight up, straight down. And now, based on history, there's a high probability we would go probably straight up to 9,600 in time. But could just be wrong. But what's wrong with looking at history of the 85 to 9,500 range? Is it Diarte? In all seriousness? So blessed one be. Thanks, Graham. Glad you appreciate the setup. Yeah. It was never, this was never an easy thing. Getting all this going. I mean, we're talking countless man hours involved with getting this all set up. Seriously. And see, there's always little things that break. So annoying. Okay, so let's go to, all right, we've looked at Bitcoin weekly, daily, 4 hour, 60-minute. Everything, man, everything under the sun. The deepest way we can analyze Bitcoin, I guess the last thing we can do is look at the Gaussian. It's tomato, dude. Gaussian channel that has officially, and I tweeted about it yesterday, got some of the most retweets I've ever had. 25 retweets? You kidding me? Follow me on Twitter if you're not there. Let's pump my following. But the Gaussian channel yesterday went green, and the last time it went green, if you don't follow me on Twitter, last time was March 3rd, and from that time when it went green, Bitcoin appreciated in value 275% before, of course, pulling back. So very interesting development where you have, and really the Gaussian channel, when you're in an uptrend, you have long waves, long green waves, and then when you correct, you go through shorter red waves, and so then you should have another long wave after if it's to play out. So like you can see right here, okay, on the daily, when you were in a correction, large red wave, short green wave, large red wave, short green wave, large red wave. And then it all ended, and then everything shifted and turned around. So you have a green Gaussian channel, and then we had red, and now we're going green again. So you see what I'm saying? Correction, makes sense. 50% correction in log scale, 61.8% retrace in linear scale. Both reasonable areas where the price can majorly reverse to the upside again. Okay, so Gaussian, get wrecked. You know, with analysis, positive analysis. Linden, nah, not really. I know some people do, and that's okay. Oh my god, Wayne, I can't wait to look at it. What was I gonna do? Alright, so let's just move on to, you know, others. Other S coins, or S coins in general, because Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Alright, so 167.
I had a dream last night. I dreamed I was a duck flying over the sea. And then I dove into the ocean. And I swam with the dolphins. I was two animals joined as one, which meant, good things are coming. Good things, for Bitcoin. Clinking beer mugs.
Dude, where do you get your weed? From you, Dante. Just kidding, man. Let's up and rage. Element of P, thanks for the 420, man. Very cool. And thanks for making me smile. Those are always good too, when the TTS is there and it's like, a nice movie reference. Very good. Oh yeah, man, let's do it. Let's log on to Mr. Cheezel. We got him, dude. So with Ethereum, like Bitcoin, has broken a very critical historical resistance, not necessarily the overhead resistance, where Bitcoin's overhead resistance from the structure is 95, 9600. Ethereum's overhead resistance from its structure is like 195 to 200. All right, but so for Bitcoin, at 8,500 is that historical overhead resistance, and you broke it and you're holding it. For Litecoin, its historical overhead resistance that it broke and is trying to hold right now is 160. Whereas you can see, look left, I mean, we're going all the way back to September of 2018, right? You can see even like touches here, many touches, battleground area. So holding above this is very good and is mandatory for the most part if you want to, you know, reverse your overall trend. But again, I know you can fall below it and maybe come down to 146 and then run again. That's fine. You could flag consolidation, common retrace stuff. I get that. That's very possible. And that's why Bitcoin could go to 8,200 even on the weekly and then bounce and still be fine. Like legit. So, and I mean, they've had really good runs. So you just got to ask the question, when will the wave end? Because you have waves. Man, look, it's a wave. The wave kind of ended and you started consolidating. Created the impulse, the consolidation, and then you ran again. Bunch of chop, you know, it got weak selling, and then divergence developed, you know, and then you broke to the upside at a critical support. I mean, but normally you get the waves, and then a new wave begins, even if it's a small one, right? X, A, B, C, D. We know X to A is the largest wave, and then C to D can also be. It's like they're both the largest waves, and then B to C, A to B and then B to C are like your shorter waves, and that's what you get here. Okay. Good crap, man. Dang, dude, I don't think I've ever had 26 retweets before on Twitter. Thank y'all for all the support, all the tweets. Okay, so Litecoin's in the exact same situation, I think, as Ethereum and Bitcoin. Where you broke above a critical area. Really, and you know, like the critical area is kind of like $47, $48 with touches along, but it's not even, you know, you're breaking above November 6th level, but you can see multiple resistances. What I think is $65 is the breaking point, the trend reversal area potentially. If you can break it, hold above it, run again, and then break above $78, then we're talking. But until that happens, you know, it's in the same shape as all the others. look, we could flag here, retrace commonly, we come back down to 48 bucks. And look, man, if you run at 48 bucks, then there's the argument of some sort of momentum shifting pattern. You don't have to call it an inverse head and shoulders. But mother of God, the psychology isn't behind it, where you make a low, the lowest low, then the higher low, the composite man accumulating, creating a position, getting ready for what could be another sustained uptrend. All right, so at the end of the day, with all these coins, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, whatever happens, whenever this wave ends, it may not even be over yet. Don't know. The reason why it may not be over yet is because we don't even have bearish divergence. All Bitcoin's done on the daily, it's had a really nice run up, and these assets, some of them got overbought. Bitcoin got overbought for like a second. It's now not anymore. You think that like with wave analysis and how we can identify divergence, you can kind of see ahead a little bit. You can kind of Tom Brady it where, okay, you have your impulse, and then you should sell off. It's like X, A, B. You pivot, you make the higher low, then you run again, and you attempt to rally to try to break to higher highs. And that's normally a lot of times when you can get bearish divergence. And so if you make a slightly higher high, and you can't sustain prices above this, then that's when like impending price action reversal downside on a significant time scale, you get a much more major move down. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the likes. Yeah, I got 10 dislikes. Butthurt, man. You butthurt that you can't revolutionize live streaming with high quality, production quality. Get mad. 10 haters. You wish you could do this. What is that CNY, Kelly? What you talking about? Use the Gaussian blur. I do. What do you think my thumbnail is? It's the Gaussian blur. On GIMP, dude. Yeah. Yeah, there is no impending price action reversal to the downside on the daily for Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum yet. And when there is, that's when it's like, okay. And not even the 4 hour though, right? Yeah, 4 hour actually definitely had some. Wow, 4 hour, look, a high on price, a slightly higher high on price, lower levels of relative strength and positive momentum, pending price action versus the downside. Well, yeah, you got it. You got it. That's it so far? That's the impending price action. Is it over yet? I mean, it's pretty strong. I mean, you realize the Litecoin, though it did dump this weekend, bearish engulfing candle, it's still somehow making higher lows. And what else do you think is going on? So you had bearish divergence into what? Into some 4 hour hidden bullish divergence. Do you see it? A low, a higher low with much greater levels of negative momentum and lower levels of relative strength. That is textbook hidden bullish divergence. Like, get out of here, man. So good that the divergence, the weekend divergence played out. But if the bulls are truly in control of this market right now, the bullish oscillators are gonna, perform better. The bearish oscillators are not going to, the bearish signals on the oscillators are not going to perform as well. So that might be happening. But again, why do I not really look at Litecoin or Ethereum on the 4 hour so much? Is because, dude, it all is based on Bitcoin. It's like, let me change the color here. Sorry, because it's hidden divergence. Make that teal, not green. Bright green as always. If you don't know, here, classic divergence. So Litecoin, what does that mean? What does hidden bullish divergence signify? It signifies impending price action continuation, the continuation to the upside. Though it definitely looks like a bear pole bear flag, doesn't it? You think, oh man, we're screwed, but why the heck are you making a higher low on your bear pole bear flag with hidden divergence? And on the dump, like no volume comparative to, the buying pressure when we've had moves up, high volume, and then the volume on the downside is very, very low. So that's not good for bears either. I know you probably broke out of some sort of uptrend or something, right? But it's just really not that bad yet. And again, I'll plot it for you. It's like all day, no problem. But you know, Bitcoin or Litecoin dumped only because Bitcoin did, right? But you can't say if you were looking at the oscillators there wasn't some form of bearish divergence. All right, we made a high on price, slightly higher high on price, lower levels of relative strength, impending price action versus the downside. You got it, and it just manifested and really turned into hidden bullish divergence. Same thing here. Right. Sweet. Okay. Classic to hidden. Virtual Coinus, I don't care. I mean, what? Oh my God, the dislikers are going to prevent me from streaming every day. They're going to prevent me from getting tipped every day, right? They're going to prevent me from living my best life. Kappa. Logos free, yes. And so that's like why it's like if you're in an uptrend for now, I mean, that can change. But if you're in an uptrend for now, you'd think the hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour would play out favorably for bulls and not just fail. And that's like why the untrained eye would see this kind of action and be like, oh man, we're screwed here. It's a bear pull bear flag. It's going to dump lower. And it very well could. But dang, dude, if you're showing hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, I mean, it's probably like higher risk to take a short there. Especially after a nice bullish engulfing candle just a few hours ago. I think I want to go to synthwave, man. I'm not digging. Okay, Ethereum Classic is it held support back from August 22nd, 2019. Not just there, man. This was the critical area above the golden zone where you can look left and see April 7th, 2019, May of 2019. I mean, look at support in June of 2019, then resistance again August 23rd. The fact that you broke that and you're holding is momentous. So the wave may not be over. So are we going to attempt to rally here? It's not even much of a retrace to the downside yet. Sorry, this is in long scale. There we go. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, what Ethereum Classic did, it ran up to the 1272. From the high to low, anchor points for your Fibonacci and reverse. Go figure, right? So still looking pretty strong. Besides the one bearish engulfing candle, the fall through price action has not come from this bearish engulfing candle yet. The vulnerability of the impulse. Hello, Bueller? Bears, if you bearishly engulfed here, where are you to follow through on the price action to dump below this area? Which I don't think, if they're truly new market participants and they bought down here, it's going to be, and they hold this, it's going to be very difficult to break below $7.75. But if Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin dumps, let's say Bitcoin goes to 8,200 or something, yeah, Ethereum Classic's coming down to like, you know, test probably like 650 or something, you know. But really, I mean, one thing it did break hook and go off of was like 540. That's always a potential.
And also my favorite IC timer.
Thomas Fitzgerald, thanks for the fives. 555. Your favorite IC? What? What are you talking about, man? I'm confused. Favorite IC timer. What? That's right, there's nothing really on here that's yelling, take a position on a trade. Yeah, because the trade played out on the daily time scale brilliantly, perfectly. Where's Bitcoin right now? 86.50. That it's still below profit taking level on that trade, still. By like $100. What's up, Jim Jones, Dave Jones, man? Would hidden bullish divergence be class D? Nah, I don't think so. It's sufficient more for Morgan, Alabama. I'm not really sure the strength of it, but I mean, I would just think about it like if you can see it on the daily, then it's gonna be really reliable. 4 hour, not as much, and 60-minute, forget about it, right? I mean, like, who knows? It could, but yeah, just look for, if you want to really play hidden divergence, just wait for the daily. Okay. High C. Yeah, like the little pouches with the straw. Thanks, Dan, man. Thanks again for that contribution early, dude. Kings. People still buy Ethereum Classic, Corex? You tell me, dude. You tell me. A trader's market, right? I mean, look, I don't care what asset it is. I don't care if it's literal Beanie Babies, which is kind of, we're looking at digital Beanie Babies. When you look on the weekly at a double bottom, potential double bottom, and you have this kind of insane Class B bullish divergence, take heed. Take effing heed of that. I mean, it's like, dude, many were doing that. Many were doing that. Look at Tron Connect. Like, Tron Connect not just had on the, like, it had tail end divergence, convergence. Look, I mean, you could just do the same thing. Like, just look at the difference, relative strength on that same low. Wow. Crazy, right? Tron Connect had a nice start, but it's not out of the woods yet. But like low risk areas, I guess, right? Bottom of a range, hit it the first time, okay, I get it. Second time, holy crap, man! Especially if you have that going on. And then look, you had a low on price, and then about the same low with like no negative momentum. Seller exhaustion. Wow. So good start. I mean, like, look, if you look at the daily, you can see a double bottom, like an Adam and kind of Eve double bottom, and there was a little bit of divergence. So daily divergence, weekly divergence, double bottom, but then like real double bottom, like weekly double bottom. You can only be warned so many times. The market can only, it gives you so many indications, and you kind of got to be like, oh, I identify that, I see that. It looks like a low risk opportunity. We don't know if it'll play out, but it's all about the numbers game. It's all about applying low risk, high reward opportunities over and over and over. Yeah, the Patreon stream, I have not been the same since. I mean, like, dude, haven't been the same. And then, like, the next day, Dream Troll shows up, and it's just like, that really didn't help. I mean, look out for the S&P to pull back, but I mean, Asia today, Asian markets fared well, started well anyway. I mean, you're just looking for, you know, the trades, right? There's things that are going on in stocks. Just remember, like, stock market's all-time highs. And yeah, probably need to start doing some scanning again. I mean, like, I'm in trades and stuff, right? I mean, like, this isn't too long ago I got into PayPal, and it's filled a gap, and there's another gap at 121. I mean, I'm looking for that to fill that gap before I take some profit. But then I'd be interested to see what happens if it pulls back, maybe get a re-entry on a flag, and then we go again and break all-time highs. Again, it's all about the macro. Will the macro hold up? Square, I mean, been in this one too long. Really, you know, you hit the highest high of the trade of the inverse head and shoulders, really where it started with the, you know, support areas. And you bounce, making a higher low, signifying accumulation. Composite, man, it's got, you know, from this low November 5th to this low January 2nd, he owned more. He owned more Square at the bottom of a range. So that kind of stuff leads me to believe it's very good chance in time, 81 bucks, if the macro holds up. And that's a gap fill. Gap fill, and it happens to be at the top of a range. I mean, Activision just waiting for the gap fill on that. EA waiting for the targets to get hit. I mean, like, look, you know, Friday hit 52-week highs. We've been waiting on this, I mean, for months, literal months, been in this position. Long before the ascending triangle. Higher low. Oh, composite man. Hello? Higher lows. Previous lows. What? In an overall bullish trend? Get out of here, dude. So, again, it's like when you have your positions, yeah, you can scan for more, but like, you know, you can only have so many positions. Look at the EA. I mean, just waiting still. Been in this for months. Waiting for 116.32 and then eventually 128, which is a gap fill, which I think in time EA could get there if the macro holds up. It's all about the macro, man. These individual assets. Did your donor not get in prevailing 9? I don't know, man. I'm not seeing it. What the heck, dude? Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Was that you? Really, 9? Thanks for the $16.20, right? Showed up on my PayPal, but I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm sorry. Sometimes it just doesn't work. My bad, man. And I can't make it work because there's not even indication on Stream Elements that it even happened. So it's almost like you directly tip me to my PayPal and not through Stream Elements. I know it screws up. So did you have a request or something, Prevailing 9? Or any message that I can read out loud? We just got wrecked, man. Yeah, dude. Amazon, this one's kind of blah, you know, earnings coming up February? No, January 30th earnings, so, you know, 10 days. So I don't even know what I'm going to do about this one leading up to earnings, because, like, if we don't get any movement, man, it's just going to get, like, Monka S. I mean, I'm in profit. I'm in the green on this, but it's, like, not doing anything. It's kind of selling off at, you know, high to low, a perfect reversal area. Golden retrace. It reversed, but not by much. And you just got to worry about earnings. If it doesn't do well, then it could just gap down and then you're screwed, right? But could take some of it off and let the rest ride for just a Wall Street bets gamble. But it's not going to be much of a gamble, because even if it gaps down after I've taken some profit before earnings, then the worst that could happen is it comes down to, you know, near my entry. I don't think this is going to gap down to like 1680 or something. That would be very concerning for an asset that is revolutionized retail completely. Dude, you got to just know what Amazon is, man. It's like, I think 40% plus of online commerce happens at Amazon, like total. It's crazy, dude. Behemoth. So I'm not too concerned about earnings, even though I know it can really F up a trade, and that's why I might take a little off leading up to it, okay? I don't know. I mean, you'd think that I thought that maybe Amazon, especially after this happened, we got in on it and we were waiting. You'd think that like it would run up, hit the target before earnings, and then who knows after that. But I don't know, man. Completely bullish trend. If you can't see it, you could definitely make an argument. It's not exactly this, but if we went to the weekly, I bet we could be like ascending triangle type psychology. And I'm just talking about how you have, I know it's a range, I know that, but like if you look at the move up, then you had the double top, but the double top only manifested into a bullish pattern and a bullish trend. You could never break this. Now, you know, earnings might, if earnings aren't good, maybe that is what catalyzes the break of this 1680 support, and then you dump down to 1380 again. But I mean, you just think, oh, okay, man, like say you never get down there again. What is that? That's like a huge ascending triangle of some sort. Weekly. Bullish convergence on the oscillators. I mean, you just think about the structure here, how high it could go if it made 100% measured move, right? 100% measured move is like 2,700. Big if true, true if big. Just another way of looking at it. But whatever, playing the smaller pattern, but maybe the big pattern happens too. Okay. So ascending triangle connect, maybe. You're pivoting here, so you don't really know yet if this is the true anchor point, right? You normally want to run up to test again before coming back, maybe making a higher low and then going. Yeah, American Airlines is near the bottom of a huge historical range too, with earnings coming up, yeah, but man, you just can't catch a break. The problem with Kevin, I mean, the stalling out, really, it's just hitting an area of golden retrace and the selling. What kind of selling pressure are you seeing at the 618? It hasn't been violent, if you ask me. It's like barely moved. It's pulled back a little, but if that's it, when you get to these reversal areas like the 618, normally you want to follow through and really dump. We haven't even tested the neckline again. I think that's a potentially good sign. So yeah, you pull back. I mean, it just again, when you get into a trade, you set up your targets. That will be done. There's no bearish divergence on the daily. It's only bullish convergence right now. You were overbought, and now you're not overbought. You've reset the oscillators. You're neutral, and at any point, you could just get a green candle and run to finish the trade. Dream within a dream. Play the game. That's right. Yeah, and so with Boeing, you know, having issues and all that, and I know the lower highs kind of concerning a little bit. The fundamentals are just like kind of bad, and you just no matter how long it takes, all that's happening on Boeing's lower highs. So that could be classic distribution going on Boeing. Really good. There's a gap fill to the downside, but I know it's an overall bullish trend. But man, we talked about what it can do to the overall American GDP because they're not producing 737s anymore. That is something that is so big of a deal that that bearish kind of pattern that's happening and developing could play out. It's that big of a deal. What? And none of my stuff's working right now. PayPal's not working, or my Stream Elements is not working, I don't think. Dude. Again. You just hit me again? And through Stream Elements, right? It wasn't. Prevailing 9, dude? Did you do this again? Let me know, man. Because you tipped 16.20 and now you've just tipped me 16.18. And it's just not showing up. I mean, I'm getting no indication that it's happening through Stream Elements. You sure you're tipping me through the Stream Elements link in the description below, right? Thank you, though, for both contributions, 16.20, 16.18. I don't know, Mobius, man. Not me, dude. No way. That's crazy, dude. All right, man. So we got 4 minutes. 4 minutes until your daily candle close on Bitcoin. Just been looking at some stocks. You know, Johnson & Johnson's kind of interesting. All-time highs. Okay. Started with the Gartley and the wedge and the divergence. Go figure. At the bottom of a range. Okay.
Testing thinking PVR marks.
Oh, God, man. PBR Mug Connect. Thanks for the threes, dude. It's working for everyone else, I guess. Just not working for our friends. I don't know why, man. Yeah, Prevailing 9. I don't think it's broken. It just might be broken for you.
Appreciate the info, knowledge, brother.
Good, man. Thank you, Kevin, man. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the support and love and kind words and positivity, dude. College football, brother, man. Thank you, dude. So just Johnson, look where you are, right? So you think this is high risk for a long because you're overbought, could be developing bearish divergence. You're near the 1272 high point to low point. You know, that's 150 psychological risk. My God.
This is a test of extreme elements tipping system.
It looks like it. Thomas Fitzgerald's working for everyone. I don't know why it's not working for you, Prevailing 9. I'm sorry, man. But just give me your message, and I'll do, my funny voice, or I'll do a robot voice and say it out loud for you, okay? Whatever your messages are or were. Yeah, gold. It's bullish. Bullish gold. Go figure. DCA. So, you zoom out on the weekly. You just look at that range. Now, we've been looking at this in log scale. Yeah, we have. I've been looking at this log scale. Okay, so the uptrend in log scale, if you had this bullish range and you ever break out, you know the size of it. It could go up $25. I mean, it could go to 175. 175 is like the measure move of this range if you break out. And we know this is the third time now we've hit the top of the range. The range that's been going on since January 2018. So when the third time happens, you mathematically have a higher chance of a break occurring. And if you think just common sense here, uptrend, overall long-term uptrend with a bullish range, bullish consolidation, Johnson & Johnson, in time could, maybe it hits an up thrust and pulls back and flags or something, but eventually the probability is now high, much higher because of the rule of three. The third time you touch it, you then mathematically have a higher chance of a break occurring. We touched it 3 times on both sides for the most part. And you can also make the argument, okay, we're looking at Wyckoff, but also same thing with Amazon that's going on for Johnson & Johnson. Just look here, listen. Dude, it's like a huge effing ascending triangle. Do you not see it? 3 touches on the top,
I
around
don't
the
know
bottom.
if that was a good test. Perhaps more thinking PBR mugs are required.
Maybe, dude. Well, you didn't send them. You didn't send the clinking beer mugs in the message, dude. Thanks, Pabs, man, for the 3s. So again, right? Pabs would agree with me on this, that, wow, what a run, and look how... I mean, if I was smarter, I could just do it in my head, probably. But look, dude, consolidating for 727 days on Johnson & Johnson. You understand, like, that much consolidation, really significant pattern, measure move. Let's do percentages because we're looking at it in log scale here. 24%. All right, match that, 24%. 100% measure move in log. It's going to put you around $185. The beep's going off your warning. Okay. Getting ready for hyperdrive on Johnson & Johnson at some point. Again, you can get false breakouts, premature breakouts, and come back in. All right, but in time, you would think this is going to happen if the overall market cycle continues. The overall market cycle that's been in existence for going on 11 years now. Okay. So beautiful ways to interpret, but bullish overall. CGC, yep. Sure, man. Like, whatever, dude. Canopy Grove, another amazing one. Good God. Another beauty. Bullish, textbook bullish Gartley. It is PCZ, bullish divergence, and it's created inverse head and shoulders. And you were warned on this one. It's up to $25. Now, an area where we expect it to have struggle maybe a little bit would be exactly where it's kind of stalled, and that's December 2018. July 2018 levels. Look, I mean, April 2018, February 2018. Look, even here at January 2018, all these touches, that is where you're struggling. If you can break that, you got a real good chance of going to $28 to $29. Not gonna be easy, but it's good, man. Like, look, you have, even like when you sold off, you came down here to test this area as support. So, and if you regard the huge pattern, not the small pattern, the huge pattern prices, we would see in time, if it plays out, between $31 and $41.75, could go higher. Prevailing 9, might be the link. I don't know. But everyone else is using the same link you are. Prevailing 9, I'm not sure, and I really apologize about that. He says, been watching for 9+ months now. Appreciate your dedication. We hit the golden pocket on Bitcoin, then dumped. Looks like continuation dump follows. Prevailing 9. Just said it in the weird voice. The TTS voice, close as I could. Thank you, dude, for those contributions. It means a lot, man. That's over $30. But you think that, excuse me, continuation dump. Well, the 60 Minutes not saying that, and it's very possible there, right? I mean, the fact that it looks like an impulse and a bear flag, but dang, a bear flag with some divergence and no negative momentum. And kind of, I get the higher lows. I mean, that's a form of accumulation, is higher lows. But in an area that we had held many times, trying to hold on again, and this might just be absorption going on. Sellers trying to absorb all the buying orders here to eventually break it, and then you see lower prices because there is a square up. Square up down here at 81.32. Believe it or not, right there. So that would probably be the target if you broke this 8600 area. Could see that before bouncing again. 8132, 8200. Those are okay on the weekly, but man, if people aren't going to be scared S-less if it gets down there, man, it's like, why would this maybe this divergence played out and that was it, you know? It made you break to the upside and then you got rejected here, and that's the most recent thing that's happened, is like buyers getting rejected with that wick, and then a bearish engulfing candle. Again, you know, 85, 92 or so. You're just in the zone right now, the zone of support resistance. That's pretty major on a 60-minute time scale. So hold that. You could have a nice rally to square up at 9,043. So we know at least targets the upside and downside in the very short term. I don't really, you know, I don't trade on these on the 60-minute or anything, but you can just see. Here you go, 2 square ups, kind of in the middle. Okay, so the daily is closed. I mean, it's been closed. Sorry, local only 8s. We don't do the local only 8s really in space, though. Not so much. So, you know, I mean, chat, like, this is it's a slow day. You should understand that, right? Man, if you're, oh god, dude, I know, I think maybe, are you sure you're using, okay, you said stream elements. I mean, the stupid stream labs link always pops up. Support the stream and shows the link. I hate it. It's so invasive, and I don't want that. I'm saving that right now so it doesn't show up. I have to do it every single stream now for like 4 months now. It can, Peter, but you don't know if it will or not. So, I'm just leaving it at the 60-minute right now, I guess, because there's not much else going on, dude. Nothing to talk about with stocks besides just look at the ones that we've already looked at, you know, last week before the close, where the stock market closed at all-time highs, and Bitcoin this weekend got as high as almost, it was like $5-6 away from 9,200. So less than $100 away from the golden zone, from the highest high, June 26th. So I mean, I guess I can just leave you with that, chat. What's the point of having a long extended stream when it's like dead, you know? Chat's dead. The market, it's like Bitcoin pretty much, market's closed, dude. Market's been closed since, Sunday morning when the dump happened. Closed market. So, again, you're setting up, you're consolidating, you're setting up to square up one way or another, whether it becomes 8132 or 9043. Those are the targets you could expect in time. And with the 60-minute bullish divergence, you'd think, and the critical support you're holding, that it'd be tougher to get to the downside, but always possible because it's not a very significant time scale. 4 hours not oversold. You're losing your negative momentum. That could just easily pick up again while you dump to the downside to square up at 8130 or 8150. But I really don't. You really wouldn't want to fall below 8500. But it seems possible. It can happen. Just waiting for more development on the daily. We just don't have enough. Mark, yeah, we covered the Gaussian channel getting into the green for the first time since September 5th. But I mean, the last time it went from red to green, March 3rd, 2019, Bitcoin appreciated in value 275%. Yeah. I mean, A200 seems like viable if we can get there. I mean, it seems like kind of a low risk area because at that point you could be showing bullish divergence or something on 4 hour. Probably not going to definitely not going to show on the daily. All right, man. 8611. We tested 8500 twice on the daily, and there's been no follow through price action since we tested and rejected those prices. Right now, it's like, okay, if it's rejecting it twice, why are we not climbing to higher prices yet? The market is open. It's always open, Andy. 24/7 market, crypto. It's one of its appealing features. It doesn't have many appealing features, this space or this market, but 24/7 is like it's one of its highest, right? That and volatility. Okay, man. Man, thanks for the 241 likes. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the 524 here. But again, man, like, what do you want from me besides like what I haven't already covered on this asset, the crypto space? We've looked at the big ones. We've looked at stocks ahead for the trading week, the new trading week. So it's been fun, chat. You know how it is. We go hard when the market's going hard. You know I'll do 6-hour live streams. I spent my entire Saturday night when I was about to leave, had my garage door open, had my car unlocked, and then I get alerts.
Could you take a look at Todd's Code USD, please? Thanks, man.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Just when I thought I was out, he pulled me back in. Sure did. Australian dollar to the US dollar. Breakout. True breakout. Higher lows. Accumulation. Higher lows, higher highs. 200-day moving average. You were above it, but now you're just right at it. Almost looks like we got a head and shoulders going on, right? I mean, you could probably plot a demand line. Yeah, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, probably very clear on the 4 hour. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty freaking tall size pattern, but you know, if you're gonna look at it like that, well, I mean, you've hit the neckline and you've rallied. Until you break the neckline, it's not a confirmed pattern. Right, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And that can happen. That happens in bear trends, like overall bear trends like this. When you break out, this can be the way it all ends, and we go back to the bearish trend where we dump, and instead of making higher lows, we now make lower lows. So I would just be mindful of that. Don't break below this 68,624 area, because you know the measure move would be insane. I don't even know if we could regard the measure move as valid. It's so large of a pattern, right? It's just like ridiculous. Measure move like puts you down at like freaking, you know, the lowest lows of the entire run if it does play out. I mean, look, it's like a huge run up, the biggest run up, you dump, and then you attempt your rally and you fail. But then it's like, you know, even kind of like X, A, B, C, D, where almost like a cipher. So the trend is reversed to the upside. This won't be as reliable, and if it does play out, it won't be. The performance will be weak and never get down to these levels again. So you see what I'm saying? It's like you're painting a bearish pattern, but we don't truly know if the trend is bullish yet. Not like in the long term. I think the true trend reversal will start at 70.834 cents right here. Until then, we don't know. Until then, you kind of are still in a bear trend, even if you are accumulating. Have we had a bullish crossover yet? Oh, yeah, you're about to get one. You're very, very close to a golden cross on the daily for the Australian dollar. So it's kind of like contradicting stuff going on, where you've had a nice run up, you're showing higher highs, higher lows, but you hit the 236 reversed, and now you're painting a bearish pattern. But you haven't broken the neckline yet, so it could just as easily be another higher low and you run again. So, does that make sense? Okay. I mean, in time, if this was to truly play out and make common retrace levels, you're expecting between, where this would commonly retrace on any other market, right? Any other asset, 72.334 to 75.768. In time, that could take months to get there, but those are the targets if this is for real. There you go. It sucks, man. I was hoping my freaking cousin would go live. My cousin, she the other night, I think it was Saturday night or something, she streamed for the first time in a year and a half. And so, I don't know. We went over and showed her support. It was really chill. But y'all want to know who my cousin is, the streamer? I can plug her channel real quick. And y'all can just be like, oh my god, that's Mitch's cousin. You know, like, when, you know, go sub to her or like follow her. And then, you know, you can say hey to her and be like, hey, I know Mitch or something, you know, create conversation since she's just getting back into streaming. All right, let's see. Where is it? Trying to find it. What? Where is it, man? Like, how can I just find my freaking channels that I'm following? Wow, it's so difficult. All right, here we are. So this is her channel, okay? I'm plugging her right now. Would have been better if she was live, but yeah, check her out. Give her some support. With just follows. I mean, I'm not saying tip her. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you are grateful for me, then go over there and show her support. All right. Does she do TA? No, but she sings and can play the ukulele and guitar, so she's talented, and she can draw. She's like an artist, and she's like finishing up school at Savannah, whatever. It's like SCAD. She already has me beat by using Twitch. Yep, pretty much. But she's a girl too, and she's not like ugly, so definitely has a major advantage over me.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum.
What's up, Mr. Dice, man? Thanks for the sub, dude. Welcome. First sub of the effing stream. Thanks, Leon. Okay. Sorry, I'll get this. Alright, preparing for jump to hyperdrive. Chat. I hate that. It's so broken. Thanks so much for the likes, the love, the support, the contributions, everything. Really, really appreciate it. Hey, when market volatility comes back, you know, I'll be the person who's going longest, hardest. But on dead market days like this, hour 16 minutes in, that suffices to give you the information and the update you need. So I'll be back. Check out my cousin if you haven't. Show her some love with a follow. Until next time, respect the TA.